Sutton Stracke gives update on friendship with Kyle Richards after RHOBH Season 14 filming. Sutton Stracke explained a comment she made about Kyle Richards' marriage on the 14th season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And she said all is good between her and her co-star. During a lunch date with Richards and RHOBH, the Sutton Concept founder blurted out that Richards dealt with infidelity during her marriage to Mauricio Umansky. Richards appeared to be confused as to what Stracke was talking about. In an interview with E! News in February 2025, Stracke was asked how things were with Richards after watching the scene back. "It's fine," she said. "My favorite part of that whole scene is I just keep eating sushi. I'm like, this is delicious." Stracke was then asked if she felt like she knew something about Richards and Umansky that viewers needed to know. "No," she said, agreeing that the exchange was just conversation. "That is probably my biggest tragic flaw, is I do tend to forget the cameras are there," she said. The scene from the RHOBH Season 14 episode, What the Chuck, took place at Stracke's house after she invited Richards and RHOBH over for a tennis lesson and lunch. As they talked about co-star Dorit Kemsley's marital difficulties, Stracke addressed Richards, who has been separated from her husband since July 2023. "But you also had infidelity. Let's not forget that part," Stracke said. "What infidelity? Who did?" Richards asked. "You did," Stracke told her during the awkward exchange. After Richards insisted, "No, I didn't," Stracke continued, "with Mo when you talked about him." A flashback to the RHOBH Season 13 reunion showed Richards saying that something happened in her marriage that caused her to lose trust. Richards then asked Stracke if she was referring to women reaching out to Umansky on Instagram. In a confessional, Stracke was asked if she was talking about Instagram. "No," she said. "I always have a problem with things slipping out of my mouth," she added. Earlier in the season, Stracke advised Richards to file for divorce. In the episode A Sobering Separation, Stracke warned her co-star that her amicable split could get ugly over finances, and said she should file for divorce ASAP to protect herself. "If you go on to do something, from the date of filing, that's yours," she told the RHOBH veteran. As of this writing, Richards and Umansky have not filed for divorce. Speaking with Access Hollywood's Housewives Nightcap, Stracke was asked why she thinks Richards hasn't filed for divorce yet. "I don't know, I think Kyle's going to do it in the way that she wants to," Stracke said. Stracke also confirms she is in a great place with Richards after a rough season of filming. "I was just texting with her the other day, and we're planning a dinner," she told Access. "We're friends. We're solid friends." Stracke said viewers don't see all sides of her friendship with the RHOBH OG. In an interview with Extra, she said, "I mean, you see one side of it. But then, cameras are off and Kyle and I can have a softer relationship without all of the other women around. And that's the part that I really enjoy. I love Kyle. I think she's a really magical person," Stracke added. "We all have our flaws, she said. I said some pretty crazy things to Kyle, and she has forgiven me for those things. I've also been honest with her, like you've shut me out for months. And she's acknowledged and said, I have and I'm going to work on that. And she'll tell me what I've done wrong, and I'll say, you know what, you're right, and I'm going to work on that too. So I like that kind of friendship." Sutton Stracke sat perched on the velvet settee in her West Hollywood boutique, sipping an espresso and carefully considering her words. The question had been posed in various ways all morning. Where does she stand with Kyle Richards after filming Season 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills *? She adjusted her pearl necklace, a signature move when she was deep in thought, and let out a southern tinge sigh. Well, let's just say it's complicated. Fans of the show had been buzzing about Sutton and Kyle's roller coaster dynamic, particularly given the tension that had simmered throughout the previous season. From awkward dinner parties to fiery confrontations, their friendship had been tested time and time again. And with Kyle navigating her separation from Mauricio Umansky and Sutton, never one to hold back her opinions, there had been no shortage of eyebrow-raising moments between the two. Sutton took another sip of her espresso, clearly weighing how much to reveal. Kyle and I, we have moments where we get along beautifully. And then there are times when we don't. She flashed a knowing smile, the kind that hinted at behind-the-scenes drama Bravo fans would have to wait to see unfold. This season was no exception. Indeed, filming had been a whirlwind. While some friendships within the cast had strengthened, others had been left in precarious positions. Sutton had always been outspoken about Kyle's behavior, questioning her cryptic responses about her marriage, her evolving friendships, and, of course, the ever-mysterious Morgan-Wade connection. "I'm someone who asks questions," Sutton admitted with a playful shrug. "Some people love that about me. Others, well, they don't." If Kyle was the latter, she wasn't exactly alone. Sutton's direct approach had ruffled feathers among her castmates before, and this season was no different. But the Georgia-born socialite had never been one to tiptoe around the truth, especially when it came to her friends. One of the biggest moments between the two had played out at a particularly lavish dinner party at Dorrit Kemsley's estate. Sources claimed that tensions flared when Sutton pressed Kyle about her ongoing personal struggles, leading to a heated exchange that left the entire table in stunned silence. "Oh, that dinner," Sutton said, raising her eyebrows dramatically. "Let's just say I may have asked one too many questions that night." While she wouldn't spill too many details, insiders suggested that Kyle, feeling cornered, lashed out in a way that left even Erica Jane speechless. But as any *Housewives* fan knows, the real drama often happens away from the cameras, in the quiet moments of reflection or in the group chats that follow. "Kyle and I have a deep history," Sutton mused. "We've laughed, we've cried, we've fought. At the end of the day, I want the best for her. I truly do." That sentiment had been tested multiple times over the course of filming. While Kyle had been dealing with seismic shifts in her personal life, Sutton had been navigating her own journey, both within the group and outside of it. With business ventures flourishing and her confidence at an all-time high, she wasn't afraid to stand her ground, even if it meant going toe-to-toe with the OG Beverly Hills diamond holder. "I think this season really showed us where we stand," she admitted. "And sometimes you have to go through those tough moments to figure out what a friendship really is." "So are they on good terms?" Sutton smirked, twirling her espresso cup in her hand. "We're cordial." A pause. Then, with a mischievous twinkle in her eye, she added, "for now." The answer was classic *Housewives*, just vague enough to keep the intrigue alive, yet pointed enough to hint that the story between Sutton and Kyle was far from over. And with the season 14 premiere on the horizon, fans would soon get a front-row seat to all the drama, shade, and perhaps a little reconciliation.